Yo, let's get this week started, fam. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this Monday afternoon for another broadcast here on 412 Productions. Especially those of you guys all watching live here, hanging out early for the pre-show. Let's go around, say hi to our friends, jump into chat wherever you're watching. And we'll officially get this thing underway in about 5 minutes or so. At the top of the 4 o'clock hour, I see Q-Ways out there and Lucy Anders over on D-Live. What's up, guys? Holding down the mosh pit for us. Great to see you both. Shout out to those of you watching on Rumble as well. Hit that thumbs up button for us if you haven't already done so. I see Joe Elaine modding the chat as always. Thank you, Joe. Finster out there. What's up, Finster? And Bales, who is sent by Bales. What's up, Bales? Good to see you, man. Hope you're having a wonderful start to your week. Shout out to the Twitter, Odyssey, Cloud Hub, YouTube, and I think that's all of them. Shout out to all you guys as well. Hope you're all having a good day. And thank you all for tuning in. Of course, we are in the comfy bunker on pilled.net as well. If you're watching over there on Pilled, say hello. We'll give you a shout out. And away we go. Delia in there first, celebrating her Niners victory this weekend. Congratulations to the Niners, the Lions, the Ravens, and unfortunately the Chiefs. Really hoping the Bills were going to pull through this weekend. Lance Lightspear, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Kang Chris in the house as well. There's Floyd Due Diligence. What's up, brother? D Richard in the house. What's up, D? Space Cookie checking in to say hello. Patriot 714 dropping by as well. Good to see you all. out there. There's Joe Elaine modding the comfy bunker as always. Again, Joe, thank you for all that you do. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Floyd hooking us up with our first gold pills today, a margarita Monday cookie. Fantastic. I could go for an adult beverage about now, to be honest with you. Hang 10, Norm, Alien Surfer. What's up, my friend? Happy Monday. Facts, not fear in the house as well. Great to see you. And let's see. I see Ken Chris out there. I think I said hi to Ken Chris already. I don't know. I'm already losing it here. It should be an interesting show. Let's see. General Buford in the house. What's up, Buford? Brian, 1871. There's Laura Y repping the 412. Let's go, Laura. Happy Monday. R. Harold, great to see you. Barb Robbins checking in. What's up, Barb? How are you? True Grit, welcome. Roy, Stones and Bones over on the West Coast. Great talking to you this weekend, Roy. I hope you're having a good start to your Monday. Qhio 17, welcome. Good to see you. Good afternoon, Mr. Gerardo. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Don Ritchie 17, Incorruptible Guardian out there as well. Floyd says, did I just hear a burp? You might have. Just kind of popped out of me right as I hit go live. So there you go. Another one of those beautiful candid moments on live streaming. At least I'm not on mute, right? Snow Bunny 68, Dread Quarters, Eagle Freedom. What's up, guys? Good to see you all out there. There's A from PA. What's up, A? And Geneseppe in the house. What's up, Geneseppe? How are you today? Let's see, who else do we got out there? There's Fazic. What's up, Fazic? DX in the house as well. Captain Longboarder. What's up, my friend? And we got Incorruptible Guardian. I feel like I'm saying some of these names twice. Forgive me. I'm not all there today. Cynthia, Dave 75, Idaho Patriot 89. There's Kaiman Molan Labe checking in from South Africa, and shout out to all of our friends across the pond watching abroad. Appreciate you all tuning in. Dangleberry, what's up, Dangle? I love that sticker. I'm stealing that sticker. That's one of my favorite episodes of South Park. The medical fried chicken episode is fantastically add that to my favorites. Absolutely. Paul Fatty is born deplorable. What's going on? Dale Bursier checking in from North Dakota. What up, Dale? Good to see you. Filter Dog 1. What's up, Filter Dog? How you doing, man? Happy Monday. Awake Russell, Canada, A. Good to see you guys. There's Father Larry out there hanging out with us. And let's see who else. Sig, your Dragon Slayer. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glass Wanda, Treasure Life out there as well. Yeah, Delia says rather the Bill. I have such a big family in Buffalo, and they just live and die every Sunday by the Bills. And I know how crushed they were last night. And my heart breaks for them. I could care less about any of these football games, but I would like to have them get a winner just once up there. But it's never sunny in Buffalo, right? Nezercat, what's up, Nezercat? Checking in from Wyoming. Boys Blanc hooking us up with a cookie. Great to see you, Boys Blanc. Thank you for that. Sergeant Peterson in the house. Joe Rambo, what's up, Joe? PNW Sasquatch and Puddin Hollow out there as well. Sigurd Dragon Slayer, great to see you. Fact Finder in the house. What's up, guys? Thirst for Knowledge. Chops, ITMC, Sammy Lou, and Thumper Rose. What's up, guys? Good to see you all out there. Green Girl. What's up, Green Girl? How are you? Kaz1012 in the house. Lizzie B. Great to see you. Spicy Chemist. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Mama's always right. United we stand. Star Walker 77 out there. Braves Piano dropping to Kansas. Happy Monday, 412 fam. Just getting in from work. Well, kick your shoes off, relax, and enjoy some deplorable discussions there. Braves Piano. Good to see you. Cap 1Q in the house as well. Jeff Den, great to see both of you guys. Texas for Trump. What's up? Good to see Spiky 999. Too quick out there as well. Who else? Wood Geek. What's up, Wood Geek? Great to see you. 315 Russ, the legend, hanging out with us today. What's up, Russ? Hope you had a great weekend, buddy. Leanna Wilbert says, I'm here. You may start now. All right. Well, if If Leon is here, then yeah, what else do we need? Let's get this party started, right? Q Larva, welcome. PNW Sasquatch, thank you for the cookie. There's Callie Homesteader. It's great talking to you this weekend, Callie. When you called in on Saturday, it was a nice conversation. Great to hear from you, my friend. Welcome, everybody. Fran VT over there on Rumble, and everyone else on Rumble is already popped in and said hello. What's up, Bop-O-Matic? Hope you're having a good Monday. Hope you had a great weekend, pal. Texas grandson over on D Live checking in. Jen Barrier popping in. Little Sasquatch sticker. Love to see it. All right, let's get this party started, shall we? We'll be back in just a few minutes. Ohio Kimmy, thank you for the cookie. Let's go, everybody.
We will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Y'all for tuning in, Patriots United, doing what we gotta do to win. Be addicted, the MS7, now we're moving in. And once we take over, we won't ever move again. Where we go on, we go all, I say it with pride. No, we won't run, we won't fall, we're right by your side. The demons have taken hold, but none of us will abide. Stand strong and stand bold, that's how we'll survive. 412 is the production, Monday through Friday, deplorable discussions. We're making it hard for the deep state to function. Every time they switch up the narrative, we debunk it. Adol Nero is the power that's controlling the fight. With all you patriots behind them, cause we're all in this fight. So many rhyme for so long, but we're giving them sight. Trapped in the world of darkness, but we're bringing them light. You may even find yourself in a different life. A lot of us have, and honestly, that's perfectly fine. Because exactly where you are at this moment in life is where you're supposed to be at this moment in time. It's all by design, the patriots are holding the line. They must have lost theirs, thinking they're controlling our minds. So many trapped in mental prisons don't know they're confined. They're just slaves in the system to the roles they're assigned. That's sad, the good news is that we're waking them up. They have monopolies on minds, but we're breaking them up. Everything you thought was news, they were making it up. When we ascend, all the tyrants won't be making the cut. Let them all burn in the hellscape they create. We the people already mapped out our escape. We hold each other by the hand as we all elevate and go to a different place. They can never get chased. When I look into the future, I can see that it's bright. When this history is written, they will see that we're right. We formed our own community and the circle is tight. But I expand the circle with every word that I write. The pen is sharper than the sword when you wield it with might. Why do you think they try to kick us off all the sites? These people hate America, punish us out of spite. We are the beacons of hope in the darkness of night. So let's go, strap in, yeah, get ready for the ride. Watch the water, we're witnessing the turning of the tide. Feel the passion and the fire that you got burning inside. Take the narrative they're feeding you and turn it to the side. We're alerted to the lies, we're preaching with the truth. We know the plan they devised, they're invading the youth. Now we're only sending vibes to start raising our boots. These demons all weaponized. Now we're raising our troops. Now we're raising the roof and sounding the alarm. Remember that it's always darkest before the dawn. Life is a game of chess. They want to use you as a pawn. You're only useful until you're not useful. Then you're gone, but not us. We're on the right team where we belong. Everybody is invited, so come follow along. We refuse to say things are right, knowing they're wrong. Adol Nero, take the mic and take flight, cause it's on.
And now, straight from the Steel City, it's your host, 412 Adol Nero.
What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. We are kicking off a fresh week of broadcasts here on 412 Productions. It is January 22nd, 2024. And riding shotgun with me today is my OG, TN Homesteader. TN, how you doing, man? Happy Monday.
'Twas the night before primary and all through the House. Not a creature was stirring except Republicans kicking ass.
MAGA, extremist Republicans to be specific, you know.
Well, it's got to be all of them for that and South Carolina. I'm doing well. It's in the upper, it's above freezing, which is a great thing because it means that the snow's melting, even though I still got quite a bit of it in my front yard. But right now, just to let you know, it's 45 degrees. Yay!
Look at you. Yeah, we're up at 35 right now, which is it feels warm compared to the what we were dealing with last week. But
And
not
45.
gonna
You hear that, Dan? Dan Scavino? Did you hear that?
pay attention, Dan. Comms,
Pay
damn it.
attention, Dan. Come on. Or the AI, either way.
Yeah, right.
There's been some great AI work lately, I'll tell you that. You know that speech from the president of Argentina?
Malay.
Somebody put it through AI.
Okay.
And it's a clean translation. Even the lips moving to the English rather than the Spanish.
Interesting.
But it's clean. I listened to both the Spanish version and the AI version, and it's clean.
Kind of scary.
The only thing I can figure out that it didn't do right was in the naming of that the libertarian that he references, Argentine libertarian. The AI dropped the junior out of it.
Okay.
That's junior is junior, right? Because that's how you say it in Argentina too, junior. So yeah, that was pretty cool. So
Nice.
there's a great video meme about Nikki Haley. Oh my God, it's hilarious. I was laughing my ass off.
Yeah. Do you want to play it? Do you have it ready?
I'll tee it up. I got another.
I'm good for a laugh, so we'll do it. So here's what we'll do. I want to cover
the sponsors. We'll come back. I'll be ready by then.
Yeah, well, I'm going to cover the Ron DeSantis thing because that's like the big news. I don't think there's a huge conversation around that. So we'll cover Ron DeSantis, and then maybe we'll do the sponsors after that, and then from there we can start the post sponsor, start the show with a little laugh because I'm always good for a little laugh. But yeah, Ron DeSantis. What's that?
Laughing.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so Ron DeSantis is bowing out of the 2024 presidential race after the Iowa caucus. Here's his statement. We'll take a listen to it. We'll talk about it and discuss. Here we go.
Greetings from Florida. The warmth of being home is a reminder why I've chosen public service. From joining the United States Navy and serving in Iraq to representing the people in the U.S. Congress and now serving as governor of Florida. And it reminds me why I decided to run for president, to fight for those who have been forgotten in this country. This is America's time for choosing. We can choose to allow a border invasion, or we can choose to stop it. We can choose reckless borrowing and spending, or we can choose to limit government and lower inflation. We can choose political indoctrination, or we can choose classical education. These choices are symptoms of the underlying struggle to ensure that constitutional government can endure and that Western civilization can survive. And we launched this campaign to bring accountability to government, regain sovereignty at our border, and restore sanity to our society. We cannot succeed as a country if we allow our nation to be invaded, our currency to be debased, our cities to crumble, and our kids to be indoctrinated. The DC elites who facilitated this mess do not care about you, and they do not work for you. They work for themselves. They seek to accumulate power at your expense to pursue an agenda that is harmful to the American people. Citizens do not serve politicians. It is the duty of politicians to serve you. Talk is cheap. Actions speak louder than words. Reversing the decline of this nation requires leadership that delivers big results for the people we are elected to serve. I have a record of leading with conviction, championing an agenda marked by bold colors, delivering on my promises, and defeating the people who are responsible for our nation's decline. That is the type of leadership we need for all of America. Now, over the past many months, Casey and I have traveled across the country to deliver a message of hope that decline is a choice and that we can, in fact, succeed again as a nation. Nobody worked harder, and we left it all out on the field. Now, following our second place finish in Iowa, we've prayed and deliberated on the way forward. If there was anything I could do to produce a favorable outcome, more campaign stops, more interviews, I would do it. But I can't ask our supporters to volunteer their time and donate their resources if we don't have a clear path to victory. Accordingly, I am today suspending my campaign. I'm proud to have delivered on 100% of my promises, and I will not stop now. It's clear to me that a majority of Republican primary voters want to give Donald Trump another chance. They watch his presidency get stymied by relentless resistance, and they see Democrats using lawfare this day to attack him. Well, I've had disagreements with Donald Trump, such as on the coronavirus pandemic and his elevation of Anthony Fauci. Trump is superior to the current incumbent, Joe Biden. That is clear. I signed a pledge to support the Republican nominee, and I will honor that pledge. He has my endorsement because we can't go back to the old Republican guard of yesteryear, a repackaged form of warmed-over corporatism that Nikki Haley represents. The days of putting Americans last, of kowtowing to large corporations, of caving to woke ideology are over. I thank all of our passionate supporters who have stood by us through it all. That we had people volunteer to come to Iowa in the middle of a blizzard to knock on doors and make phone calls touched us dearly. No candidate had more thrown at him, but no candidate had so many committed volunteers and staff. Finally, I want to thank my wife, Casey, and our kids, Madison, Mason, and Mamie. Casey's gone far above and beyond.
I'm going to leave that there because you heard, I think, the most important parts of it. And I can only listen to this man talk for so long anymore before I literally want to fall over dead asleep in my chair out of absolute boredom because he lacks any flair, charisma, or personality whatsoever. So Ron DeSantis suspends his campaign, endorses Donald Trump in kind of a backhanded way, if you ask me, but nonetheless, he is out of the race ahead of the New Hampshire primary. And just to kind of follow up on that, Donald Trump is playing nice with Ron DeSantis, saying Trump officially retires Ron DeSanctimonious nickname. So former President Donald Trump announced after Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' departure from the presidential race that he was officially retiring the nickname for the Florida Republican Ron DeSanctimonious. Earlier, Mr. DeSantis dropped out of the race, saying he had no path to victory after failing to achieve a significant upset in Iowa. He immediately endorsed President Trump. President Trump's campaign responded to the departure graciously, thanking the Florida governor for his endorsement and calling on the Republican Party to come together behind the clear frontrunner. Quote, with only a few days left until President Donald J. Trump's victory in New Hampshire, we are honored by the endorsement from Governor Ron DeSantis and so many other former presidential candidates. A statement emailed to President Trump's supporters read, the campaign repeated calls from the 45th president and others for the GOP to come together behind President Trump and focus their attention on defeating President Joe Biden. Quote, it is now time for all Republicans to rally behind President Trump to defeat crooked Joe Biden and end his disastrous presidency. So I guess I'll read a little bit more. Later, during a campaign stop in New Hampshire, President Trump announced he would go a step further in a show of forgiveness for his erstwhile adversary. Asked whether he would continue using the nickname for Mr. DeSantis, President Trump announced that the nickname is officially retired. The announcement was met with a chorus of cheers from those in attendance and marks a potential first step in rapprochement between the two who were once close allies. So I'll leave that there. I don't know how I feel about the retiring of the nickname. I like calling him Ron DeSanctimonious, and I think I'm going to continue calling that turncoat Rhino Republican. Well, I don't know if it's fair to call Ron a rhino because he has had a lot of good policies, some bad ones, but he's had some good ones too. But he's just a disloyal. I don't know. He's just not loyal. I question his character. I don't trust the man at all. He's untrustworthy. So I think we should keep the nicknames. I don't think that we should be playing nice with these turncoats. But I do understand the need, not the need, but the desire to just get the entire party to unify behind Donald Trump into the general. My only thing is that's fine. Be nice to DeSantis if you want to, smooth things over in the public eye. But people like Ron and those who jump to support him should not be trusted, should not be put anywhere near the inner circle, the cabinet, or in any positions of any significance in a 2024 or when he takes office in 2025, in this next administration, these people should be excommunicated 100%. Maybe say the right things about them in public or whatever, but when it comes to actual meaningful influence, give them none. At least that's the way I look at this. Tien, your thoughts on Ron DeSanctimonious bowing out, Donald Trump's warm embrace of the man after the endorsement. What do you feel about all this?
I don't think it's over yet from a perspective of Ron's role. If you look at the potential that he was playing a role
Mm-hmm.
to draw out one half of the Republican establishment. If you look at what Haley is drawing out, and Ron drew out the other. Now, I'm not saying Nikki Haley's playing a role as well, but I think Ron may be. But we'll have to wait and see. I think Petrosky and I were on that kind of thought wavelength for a while, and the retiring of the nickname seems interesting. And as long as he's not in the limelight, there's no reason to use the nickname. The other thing is that Trump needs the delegates, and when we get back to on the flip side, we could talk more about that, because I think there's a lot of people that do not understand how the primaries and the nomination works. And thinking, like, for example, the big whoopee of winning Iowa, which is I'm not trying to minimize that at all, but it's New Hampshire and South Carolina, Nevada. Well, it's actually New Hampshire, Nevada, South Carolina, and then the Super Tuesday. And unless you understand how the elections for the nomination happens, that's why Trump has to play nice and cannot go vindictive on the same.
That makes sense.
Not that he can't, but he shouldn't.
Right. No, there's nothing to gain from it.
No.
From Donald Trump's perspective, and I totally get that. You have way more to gain. What is it? You catch more flies with honey, right? That's
right. And there's really no value in it, even if so now if certain people, individuals, this is where we have to make the distinction between individuals and supporters, because we know that there are vicious Trump supporters. There were vicious DeSantis supporters. Look at Bill Mitchell as an example, right?
Yeah.
I don't care what people do about Bill Mitchell, right? I'm using his head on Mr. Bill from the old Gumby days, right? Oh, no, Mr. Bill. So yeah, those are the people that are not. They're not just people that were in another camp. Well, let's put it this way. When the Army plays military games, there's the red team and the blue team. But when the games are over, it's the Army.
Right.
And I think that's how we should do.
No, it makes Patriots 714 says you catch more flies with horse shit. That's hysterical. No, but
actually, you don't catch any flies with horse shit. You attract a lot of them.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. And Todd Lou says 412 the hater. What if he sacrificed temporarily to drain the evil money? I don't know. The evil has plenty of money. I don't think you could really successfully drain the Republican donor class. You would need to have about 12 Ron DeSantis running.
It's not draining, but it is isolating.
It does isolate and expose them a bit. You get to see kind of who's with you and who's not. So maybe there is a role being played there. I don't know either way, but I will say this. I do think that Donald Trump is likely to lose more Ron DeSantis supporting voters by trashing him after the endorsement.
Absolutely.
And then he will gain, or then he will lose Trump supporters for praising him or being gracious in this, right? Like, I don't think there's a lot of.
If you lose Trump supporters for being gracious, then they're not Trump supporters. They're jersey wearers.
Yeah, I don't see many Trump supporters waking up today being like, I was all in on MAGA 24, but he didn't. He retired Ron DeSantis' nickname, so not voting for him anymore. Whereas I could totally see a lot of, maybe people that are a little skeptical of Donald Trump, who liked Ron DeSantis better for one reason or another, being a bit more perturbed by the idea of the continued vitriol past this point. So I think it's a smart move by Donald Trump. Again, I'm not a Ron DeSantis fan at this point, and unless something really comes out to show that his campaign was in one way or another working with the Trump campaign to do something like you guys are saying, maybe that's the case. But right now, the way I read this whole thing is Ron DeSantis was most likely lied to by the Republican establishment. They convinced him that Donald Trump his legal troubles were going to disqualify him, and that he was the clear next guy up. I think he took that bait, took that money. He let them kind of inflate his tires and give him this false sense of confidence that he'd be able to be a significant player in all of this. And as the indictments and all the other nonsense rolled in, and Trump only got stronger and stronger and stronger, I think Ron saw the writing on the wall. Like, wait a minute, like this is not going my way. And if I want any hope in the future of politics, I need to cut bait now. I need to re-ingratiate myself with the MAGA base, get back to Florida, start doing a good job over there, finish out my term strongly, and hope that either you guys are right, TN, or Todd Liu, that he was playing some kind of role, and that Trump, gives him some kind of full endorsement in the future, or that he can kind of stand on his own 2 feet and continue being significant one way or another after all this. But I think Donald Trump was smart to handle this the way that he did, and it's going to make it, I think, much easier to get the desired margin of victory over Nikki Haley, having Ron DeSantis out of the picture. So
what's DeSantis governor of?
Florida.
Florida is one of the biggest states to get during the general election.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of Trump supporters in Florida, but there are a lot of DeSantis supporters there too.
Yeah, it's
politics. You have to play. It's all about the numbers.
Absolutely. So there you go. Let me take care of our sponsors, and we'll come back on the other side. We'll talk more Republican primary stuff. We'll make fun of Nikki Haley a bit, and then we got a bunch of other fun stuff to get into on this Monday afternoon. So first, we got Earth Garden Botanicals, awesome company. You guys know all about Earth Garden Botanicals at this point, but it's our friend Jolene. She runs this company up in Montana. She makes these wellness products. They are absolutely fantastic. And super high quality. The pine needle extract is great for a detox. It's basically a reconcentrated or a concentrated version of the pine needle tea, which I know you guys all love so much. And then you have the CBD oils and tinctures that are all, the ingredients are locally and organically grown on Montana farms to make those. They are as good as you get when it comes to CBD oils. I'm telling you right now, this stuff is absolutely top notch. There's a version for your pets. They got the Delta 8 R&R nighttime gummies that help you get a good night's sleep, and the Arnica salve, the topical cream to help your sore joints and muscles. You can get that with or without CBD infused into it. Elderberry tonic is a good boost for your immune system. Fire cider will clear your sinuses, get you breathing clearly. I mentioned the pine needle tea. There's other teas too, if you're a tea drinker. Golden potion tea, serenity, elderberry tea. They all have slightly different functions. They all taste great and are, again, really high quality products. And of course, the critter juice, keeping the mosquitoes and insects away. And all natural insect repellent. It works really well. It doesn't leave you smelling oily or gross, or make you feel oily or gross on your skin. It doesn't smell bad. It actually smells really, really nice. So anyway, all these products are available. 10% off using promo code 412. You guys will not be disappointed when you get your Earth Garden order. When it shows up, you'll see how high quality it is, and I guarantee you fall in love with these products. So again, earthgardenbotanicals.com, promo code 412. And by request, we are going to take it back in time a little bit, and we're going to play the Integral Networks video, their ad they made for us a while back. So if you haven't seen this one in a while, enjoy. Oops. There we go.
Are technology issues driving you crazy? At Integral Networks, we know the best technologies where you don't even have to think about it. It just works, so you can get back to doing what you really want to be doing, like slapping some balls around on a golf course, or wherever you like to slap balls. Integral Networks has a whole buffet of IT services we can handle for you. Need to back up your data? No sweat. Cybersecurity? Forget about it. We'll keep your stuff safer than Hunter's laptop with the FBI. How about a cloud workspace so you and your team can work from anywhere? That's our specialty. Whatever IT service you need, we got you. It's all about us giving you the one thing you really need. Peace of mind. Not to mention, you'll be saving tons of dough. Don't be like these jerks. Call Integral Networks today.
Boom. Boom, boom, boom. All right, integralnetworks.com. Amazing people. Absolutely amazing people over at Integral Networks up in the Northwest, serving the entire country. Go reach out to them at integralnetworks.com for all of your IT needs for your business or organization. They are fantastic. All right, TN, you said you got something funny picking on Nikki Haley, since we were just talking about Ron DeSanctimonious dropping out of the race. Nikki Haley becomes the sole attention of our aggression, I guess we would say.
Yep. And it's already, and it's not that it just started, but it's getting a little more intense. Here we go.
You know, you people can complain all you want. You can call me bird brain, nasty Nikki, neocon Nikki, Nimrod, Nimrata. You don't like that I'm for open borders and illegal immigration? That's fine. You don't like that I got filthy rich by selling my influence to the military-industrial complex? That's fine. You don't like that I want to start World War III anywhere, anytime, any way that I can? That's fine. You don't like that I want to raise the age for Social Security? That's fine. You don't like that I want to make people dox themselves to use the internet? That's fine. You don't like that I'm paid for by a Democrat who's been to Epstein's Island? That's fine. But let me remind you, this is America. Those globalist oligarchs you hate so much have a right to have their voices heard. If they want to pay someone to represent their interests, well, that's fine too. Sometimes the world needs a whore. And if you're asking me, that time is now. Hail Hydra.
Vagina.
I told you. Well, when I saw that, it's like, that's fine. The world needs a whore. And the time is now.
Oh, that was great. That was absolutely, that is absolutely great. And she is absolutely, like, when it comes to the world of politics,
Yeah.
she is a total freaking whore.
Oh, now she's claiming that she was
Oh, we
Raised upon
well, I
racist.
guess we got to play that now too.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I was going back and forth as to whether or not we were going to play this, but it's so freaking
It's
cringe.
nauseating, but
But it's worth picking on her. So here's Bird Brain Nikki Haley talking about the plight of the brown woman growing up in the South. So absurd.
You've been asked about your comments on slavery. We don't need to rehash that. But there were some critics that criticized your comments last night about having black friends as sort of using a trope. What do you say to people who say that you've really had challenges when it comes to talking about race and are worried about what that would mean for the general election?
We were the only Indian family in our small southern town I was teased every day for being brown. So anyone that wants to question it can go back and look at what I've said on how hard it was to grow up in the Deep South as a brown girl. Anybody can look at my record and see when Walter Scott was shot down by a dirty cop, how I made sure that the Walter Scott family didn't suffer because we put the first body camera bill in the country in place. Anybody can look at the fact that when we had 9 amazing souls die in Mother Emanuel Church, I did something that no Republican or Democrat ever wanted to touch, which was call for the Confederate flag to come down because it would take 2/3 of the House and Senate and was an impossible feat. I don't know what you're implying with that, but what I will tell you is saying that I had black friends is a source of pride. Saying that I had white friends is a source of pride. If you want to know what it was like growing up, I was disqualified from a beauty pageant because I wasn't white or black, because they didn't know where to put me. So look, I know the hardships, the pain that come with racism. It's the reason that I fight bullies every day when it comes to racism, anti-Semitism, or hate, and I always will. If I didn't mention slavery on that day, it's because that's an automatic. There's always been, the Civil War's always been known about slavery. I misread it and thought he was looking for a bigger answer going forward. So critics can say whatever they want. I'm very comfortable in my skin. I'm very comfortable with what I believe in, and my job is not to convince them.
Thanks for watching. Stay up.
It's just so cringy. It's so freaking cringy. She knows what it's like to be a brown woman growing up in the Deep South. Give me a freaking break.
You know how much, you know how bullshit that is?
I mean,
I live in Tennessee, right? I'm not exactly white. I'm about the same shade as she is. And if in the summertime, I'm probably a little darker. I haven't experienced it once, and I'm older than she is. And of course, I didn't live here the entire time like she did, so there's a caveat. But I'm sorry, that's horseshit. To be kept from a beauty pageant, well, because they didn't know where to put her, because she was neither black or white.
I'm gonna go ahead and file that under no way it fucking happened.
No way it fucking happened. Or at least if it happened that she was kept out, it was, she made that up in her own mind because, excuse me? Okay, so it's like, oh my God. But it's just campaign horseshit. It's just campaign horseshit. Because you know, how are you gonna prove that or discredit her statement? How could you? Were you there? Are you going to resurrect a judge that's more than likely dead from the pageant? You know, no. So it's one of those safe lies.
Yep.
I mean, it's just bullshit. And then I did the thing that nobody wanted to do. I really put it to the racists. I took away the battle flag.
It's
I mean, that's.
Or how she claims she saved the family of a kid that was shot and killed any pain by introducing body cam legislation. Like, I understand what she was trying to say, but her ability to articulate her thoughts is less than impressive, I will say. Like, that sounded really bad to me. Like, they didn't suffer any pain at all from their murdered son because now the cops wear body cams. Like, I'm pretty sure they still suffered quite a bit of pain, regardless of what changes, whether they were good or bad, you made after the fact. Like, to sit there and puff your chest out as if you consoled them, you made the whole situation better for them somehow with a retroactive action or something that happened after the fact is a pretty bold claim as well. Again, I don't think she meant it that way, but that is the way she said it. So I can only judge on the way she's saying things, or at least criticize her inability to accurately articulate her thoughts. But that whole thing was just completely pathetic, Tien. Completely pathetic. She's 100% she's campaigning to the wrong base. I mean, she's stooping to identity politics, trying to win the Republican nomination. I mean, you can't be any more tone deaf and disconnected from the voters you're trying to win over with this kind of talking and these kind of and just it also, you know what else it also shows, TN, is her inability to stand up to anything. You know what I mean? Like she's afraid of offending, and if she does offend, like she wants to like quickly like explain and apologize. Like instead of like, and I'm gonna play Dana White here in a second to kind of show the other side of it, but rather than just owning what you believe, like she's trying to please everybody. And when you get into that lane, you end up being an absolutely terrible politician.
Comes across disingenuous.
Comes across disingenuous, and it shows that you don't really stand for anything, right? Like
Right.
you're gonna whenever the media pressures you into thinking
Whichever way the wind blows. Yep.
yeah, like the media, they don't like what you said. Oh shit, let me try and go make the media happy rather than telling the media to go pound sand, or you know, debating what you actually believe. You try to find a way to ingratiate yourself to their way of thinking, because you're scared of what they might say about you. You know, it instills zero confidence in a voter that this woman is going to go and actually fight for them, and be steadfast in what she's campaigning on or anything like that. So I find the whole thing just to be extremely illuminating as to who Nikki Haley is. Not that we didn't already know, but I mean, it's just you can't watch that and have any faith in her for any reason whatsoever.
Yep. The other thing too is that the way she at the tail end of that was the whole thing about her flub on the question about the Civil War. And for her to say everybody knows that the Civil War was about slavery. Well, no. The fact is it wasn't. It was one component of it, but it wasn't about slavery.
Right.
And that was just for the media, because to me it was a setup. And then she says, "I thought there was going to be more to that answer." And it's like you've screwed up, because the easy answer was what I just said. Slavery was one component of the Civil War, but it's much bigger than we can talk about right here. And move on. Yep. Shut them down. Not kowtow to them and state a fact and not necessarily address the issue at the same time. But she's not capable, which is surprising, because she was for 2 years the UN ambassador. You would think that she would have that skill.
You would think.
Yeah.
You would think, but she's got no talent. Tian, how did she end up being the establishment pick, man? She's not likable. She has no charisma. There's no way that someone looked at Nikki Haley and thought like, this woman's worth.
No, it has nothing to do about her. It's not about her capabilities. It's about her. It's about her. It's about being a woman. It's about being ethnic. It's about being
you have to be. But if that you have to be electable, though. You know what I mean? You have to be able to regardless. All that stuff is a plus. But I'm just saying, like, from the standpoint of like the donor class, the DNC.
This is not about winning. This is just like it's like Michelle Obama. It's not about winning here. This is about tearing Trump down so that he can't compete or is lesser. Look, if the whole goal is to get her to be the nominee so she can lose to Biden, that's the goal.
Well, that's okay. So with that in mind, why would you choose someone that has absolutely no chance of winning voters over?
Because they probably didn't know that at the time.
How? I mean, if you've ever listened to this woman talk for like 20 seconds, you're like, oh no, that is not. That's not national election material. Like,
that's
us.
I'm
not a political expert.
But
I watched her for 2 minutes and I cringe. Like, she's not articulate. She has no charisma. She doesn't have a likable aura or like anything about her that you would think like, yeah, this woman could walk in, own a room, like really convince people to vote for her in any way, shape, or form. So it's like, is there just nobody else? If that was the goal, they picked the worst possible person on the planet to try to accomplish that.
To what? To lose against Biden?
No, to win the nomination against Trump. Like they would have been better off picking Gretchen Whitmer to run against Trump in the Republican primary, for crying out loud. They have like the same likability in the Republican.
They had two people in the race here. If DeSantis is not playing along with Trump, they had two people in the race. And the reason they're putting on to her is because the Democrats go for her. Listen, this is what we need to talk about, the understanding the nominations. First of all, going back first on the general election, her goal would be to lose against Biden or whomever they put up, which I don't think it'll be Biden, but it'll be to lose to the Democrat. That's the goal for the big money that's backing her from that. She's a totally uniparty and unitard. If you look at it from the perspective of her statements, her policies and stuff are not that different from a Mealy Mouse Rhino or a let's say a middle of the road. Let's say closer to the center Democrat, not the whacked out job liberals. But when she's talking about like what she was. Some of the things she's talking about, illegal immigration and illegal aliens and all that, she's right up there with what the Democrats want, the rhinos want. So that's the goal. Now, from a primary perspective, okay, from the election perspective, and I'll speak to what went on in Iowa, what's happening in New Hampshire, and why it's a big deal for what's coming in South Carolina. People need to understand that winning a state during the primary, it's meaningless. Get that. Even Trump is messing with in that because it's a good morale type of thing, but understand that winning a state during the primaries doesn't have any meaning. It's how many delegates are pledged to you in the votes to that state. Coming up in South Carolina and in New Hampshire, it's a semi-open primary, which means independents can vote in the Republican primary. How many Democrats are shifting their party affiliation to non-Democrat, i.e. independent, non-affiliated, or to Republican just to be able to vote? Who are they going to vote for? Haley. Now, when it comes down to that, then it comes down to the aspects of the number of delegates. There are 22 delegates in New Hampshire. Nikki Haley already comes with a 13-delegate deficit. So there's an aspect there. So how much are they going to overload with independents? South Carolina, next is Nevada. Nevada is interesting. Why do you think she's not on the ballot in Nevada? It's because it's a closed caucus. They cannot afford the negative publicity. So it's going to be Trump and only Trump in that because Vivek dropped out. All the other ones dropped out. DeSantis is out, even though he's still on, so to speak, on the ballot over there. But that's it. So Trump is going to get pretty much all the delegates out of there. Enter South Carolina. South Carolina, amongst 15 other states, is an open primary, which means Democrats and independents can vote in the Republican primary. Mm-hmm. That's why. It's not about her electability. It's about her being able to hold down the fort against Trump.
Okay.
That's why. I'm in agreement with you if it was, which I think it's the most stupid thing to have open or even semi-open primaries. And in New Hampshire, it's even worse because it's not even worse, but it's a little bigger than Iowa in the sense of this. In Iowa, they had a same-day party affiliation change. You can go to the door and say, I want to vote as a Republican today. In New Hampshire, you can do the same thing, but not at the door. But you can do the same thing.
Yeah.
Right, and then switch back right after that. In South Carolina, I was saying it's an open primary. You can only vote in one party. So if you're a Democrat and you vote in a Republican, you can't vote in the Democrat. That's why I also threw out there this one robocall that's going around that NBC is calling the fake and talking about an investigation, which is Biden's voice saying, don't vote for a Republican, save your vote for a Democrat. And people are going, and you should see Twitter, and I'm going, you guys are idiots. You don't even know how the nomination happens or the voting happens in New Hampshire. And if you listen to what's going on in South Carolina, then the robocall is absolutely correct. Don't vote Republican because you won't be able to vote Democrat. If you think you're doing a favor by voting against Trump because you're voting as a Republican, then you turn around, you screwed yourself because you can't vote for me, which is what he was saying in the robocall. Right. So the people really need to. This is where Q can, not to take it back to Q, but when he said there's a few what I refer to as Qisms that are really, really poignant and coming out. Is you forgot how to play the game.
Yeah, that one always stuck with me too.
It's not playing a game as in outdoing somebody else from a gaming point of view. It's what's the point about how to forget how to play the game? It's because you have to know the rules.
Mm-hmm.
In order to know the rules is how you know how to play the game. If you know the rules, you can also know how to cheat or how it can be cheated. But you first have to know the rules on how to play it. And that's about election, is understanding the machinations. This is where, the digital social network, right? The whole thing, his whole goal was to people to understand how things work in Florida perspective, but it should be in everybody's in your own state.
Yeah.
I mean, Tennessee has an open primary too, which I think is ridiculous. And I think it's nuts.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all.
No, well, the whole concept behind it is to have more inclusivity and allow the people of the state to be able to vote and stuff like that. Then don't have parties.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense at all.
It's ridiculous.
You shouldn't be able to infiltrate the other party's candidate selection because it just allows the establishment a greater opportunity to control.
My take is that if you register under a political party for the primary, that's the party you have to vote for in the general election.
Yeah.
But of course, general election, there's no party affiliation other than the local ballot. In presidential election, party doesn't matter on the general election.
I think that you should have to switch your party a certain amount of time before an election, especially.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think there should be some kind of reasonable space between them, so they can't do that because again, it allows the machine to give you that false binary. If they're able to have an open primary, they can easily, snuff out a grassroots candidate on either side. That's not going to be controllable. So if you have a Democrat that isn't your typical Democrat, they can get people to come over there that really have no business voting for that to come over and help defeat that grassroots Democrat. Or if you have a America First Republican, the same kind of situation. I mean, you get your people to go over there and make it harder for anyone grassroots to win. So they all need to be closed, and there needs to be a cutoff as far as how long or a certain amount of time before you could switch back. There needs to be some kind of way to make people kind of stay in a lane. The way I would do it is you can go from Republican to independent or Democrat to independent. And then after the next election cycle, you can go from independent to Republican or independent to Democrat.
Per cycle.
I don't think they should be able to jump from left all the way to right in one cycle. I feel like
back.
Yeah. Well,
no, you're talking about in the middle. I'm okay. I'm okay with.
I'm saying that if you want to switch after you voted in one primary, then you should have to sit the next primary out. There should be some kind of way of keeping people from being easily able to manipulate these things. I'm
okay with them jumping
over again.
Right, that's it. It's the aspect of per cycle, you can only make one change. You can go in either direction you want, but you can't go back. You can't go anywhere else. So if you go from D to R, you're an R for that whole cycle. If you go from R to D, you're a D for that whole cycle.
I would go a step further and say that you can't go from D to R or R to D. You have to make a stop in the middle at independent land and sit one out. That way it really closes off these primaries and doesn't allow flooding the zone by people that really aren't interested in, representing the party, but more interested in controlling both sides of the outcome. I know that sounds a bit harsh, but I really think that that's the answer is if you're a Democrat and you want to switch to Republican, you have to take some time in independent land first. And then move over to Republican. or if you're a Republican, want to switch to Democrat, same deal. That way, it completely eliminates this ability for people to come in and fuck up these primaries like we've seen happen in a bunch of states.
You're ordered to go to the DMZ for at least one.
That's just off the top of my head.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
No, that's just the top of my head as far as like how to handle this. But this idea that these open primary situations are completely absurd. Dangleberry says commie shit, should be able to just vote. What the fuck, commies? I don't know what you're talking about, man. It's the tactics being used to infiltrate these primaries and not even give you a real choice when it comes to the general is it hurts a lot. Like, it makes it extremely difficult for an outsider to come in and win when the second you're identified as a threat, the machine, then especially in these 15 states, starts getting people to switch parties just to vote against you. It's not how this is supposed to work. It's really...
the other part, as your point, and that is this is not a general election. This is to have the representative of a political party. Whether you want political parties or not, that's a different subject. But as long as you have political parties, then it's an aspect of the membership of that party should be able to, and only the membership of that party should be able to vote on who's going to represent that party.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That would be the equivalent. We used this football analogy before. That would be like the coach and the owners of the team you're going to play against being able to determine who's going to be your quarterback on Sunday.
Yeah.
No. Right? So that's the point. Now, on the general election, yeah, and the general elections are already like that. Party affiliation doesn't matter, other than in some cases from a perspective of congressional and or state elections, then there's a Republican ballot and a Democrat ballot, depending on how you register. But for president and for senator, no, doesn't matter.
Yep. All right, we're already at 4:53 p.m. I got a poll I want to show you guys, a national poll, the latest one, and it's a good one from Harvard Harris, the Harvard Harris poll. So we'll get into that on the other side of our break, but we are going exclusively to pilled.net for the second half of today's show. That link for the show is in the video description beneath the live stream. So just go ahead and expand that description. Click either of the two links. There's one for brand new people to Pilled. There's another one for those of you that just want to be dropped right into the live stream. I'll also put the link in the chat on Rumble and on BeLive for you guys to make it super easy. Yeah, I'm going to play a little video and then we'll get back on the other side of the 60-second video to say goodbye to the other platforms and continue on in the comfy bunker over on pilled.net, the home of free speech. We'll see you guys in 60 seconds.
Pilled.net is proud to host 412 Productions, exclusively on the true home of free speech. To continue watching the show, we are here to help you over to Pilled. If you're new to the platform, just click on the welcome link provided. It will then automatically walk you through signing up for your free account. If you already have a Pilled.net account, follow the link provided directing you straight to 412 Productions channel. We are excited to have you join the Pilled family, and if you have any questions at all, please email support@pilled.net. Enjoy the rest of 412 Productions on Pilled.net. Free speech lives here.
All right, we are back and about to go exclusively to pilled.net. Before we do, though, I want to make an announcement before we let you guys go over on Rumble, YouTube, DLive, Odyssey, Cloud Hub, and Twitter. I will be taking Thursday, Friday, and the following Monday off. So Thursday and Friday this week, and then the following Monday, there will be no broadcast, and that includes Saturday also on 412 Productions. I am going to be taking a little vacation, a long weekend, getting out of this cold weather, heading down south to sunny Florida to spend a long weekend with some good friends. So just wanted to put that on everyone's radar. I'll continue to announce and remind you guys of that throughout the next couple of shows. But Wednesday will be the last show until the following Tuesday. I have not had a vacation in so long. I was going to take a whole week, but I decided just to do a 4-night getaway with some good friends. And trust me, guys, it's much needed. I've been feeling a little bit burnout and just out of it since the end of the holidays, and been trying to knock myself out of this a little bit of a funk I've been in. And I think getting away for a long weekend is just what I'm gonna need. So no show again, no taking it back on Thursday. We will not be here on Friday. No Saturday morning chat. And I'm getting back Monday. Like, I think my flight comes back in sometime around 3 o'clock on Monday in the afternoon. So by the time I get home from the airport or whatever, I doubt very much that I'm going to be up for doing another a show on Monday. But definitely Tuesday next week, I will be back at it with you guys, kicking off the week a day late. So just wanted to make sure I got that announcement out there. What's up, Scott? Good to see you, man. Woke Society's in the house. But yeah, I appreciate all the love, guys. Everyone tell me to enjoy the vacation. Trust me, I am going to. All right, that is going to do it for the Rumble, YouTube, D Live, Odyssey, Cloud Hub, Twitter part of our broadcast. You guys all watching on those platforms, please jump on over to pilled.net for the second half of today's show. We'll be going till the top of the 6 o'clock hour. Got lots more to talk about. Those links are in the chat, they're in the description. So jump on over and come say hi to us on pilled.net. If not, if this is where we say goodbye, no worries. We are back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time for another broadcast. So either come over to Pilled or we'll catch you guys tomorrow. All right, let's shut them off. Rumble, D Live.